Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here right now. We've been doing these Stoneblade streams for the better part of a year, and they are always fun and exciting. But this one is probably the one I've been looking forward to the most. And I can see from our many awesome SolForge fans in the chat that many of you are as excited as I am. I'm going to give a little bit of backstory here because I know a lot of people that love SolForge, but some of you watching may not know SolForge. And it's been not only a project that has been a labor of love and a huge amount of work that we have done, but really it's a 10 years old now from when we first started working on it. When I first met up with Richard Garfield and we both had this shared vision of what we wanted to create, of this really innovative game that leveled up cards, that had lane-based combat, that had a really fun, unique world, and brought everybody together. And the things that we were able to build were amazing. We had an incredible community. And I know that it hurt everybody as much as it hurt me when that community had to kind of die off and we were left with no SolForge. And so for the last 3 years, I have been working very closely with not only my team, but with Richard, and to make something that would live up to the legacy of SolForge and that would allow us to take it into a new decade, into a new generation, to expand our audience, something that would appeal to not only the old SolForge players, but something that we could find near and dear to our hearts and do some stuff that's never been done before. So who's excited? I want to see some excitement in the chat. I see who's here that's been an old SolForge fan. Who was here that was in from the beginning and that has been playing around with us? Please shout out, say hello, jump in. I know I'm stalling. I know you all want to see what I have to show, but I'm going to milk this for all it's worth. There's some people that are still filtering in, and I want to see the old SolForge fans here, and they're getting excited. Yeah, I love it. And it's something where we've constantly people have been asking, when is it coming? When is it coming? When do we get it? Tons of our original Kickstarter backers. It's amazing. You guys helped bring this thing to life, and I cannot be grateful enough. And we didn't want to do it until we had something that we were felt really good about, right? Felt something that just trying to repeat what we had done before wasn't going to be enough, that we needed to do something that could really make something exciting happen. And so we're not just bringing you SolForge, we're bringing you the new version of SolForge, and that is Soulforge Fusion. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Woohoo! So, Soulforge Fusion. What is Soulforge Fusion? Soulforge Fusion takes the best elements of SolForge and fuses them into a game that takes the best of tabletop and digital together in a lot of ways. And so let me zoom out, and you can see our prototype here on Tabletop Simulator. I've been wanting to show this off for so long. We literally just got some of these graphics in this week. Everything is still being worked on, so you'll see a lot of this stuff evolve, and it's one of the things that I'm most excited about, and something about our philosophy as a company that changed a lot. For those of you that were around on the original SolForge, before I dive into more details about what's going on here, you remember what we did to announce it was the day before we launched the Kickstarter. Literally the day before that we launched Kickstarter, everybody on our team, Brian Kibler, myself, we all just changed our social media logos to the SolForge icon. And we gave no information about it before. And we finished all of the things. We had a fully functioning prototype. We had everything ready to go. And we launched the Kickstarter the next day. And we've changed our philosophy a lot. Now, it's not just about getting something that's great that we work on internally, but it's about working with you guys. And it's one of the real promises of not only things like Kickstarter, but also with just what our development process looks like. What I've been doing when it comes to, I think, like a game designer podcast and course, to not show what's going on behind the scenes and learn from you guys by letting you play test our games early. And yes, we are going to give early versions of this out. If you want to be one of the people that are going to get to test this and help influence the direction of SolForge even before we run the SolForge Fusion Kickstarter, you can go to stoneblade.com/SolForge. There should be a link for those of you that are in the Twitch channel. And you can also join our Stoneblade Discord. Those are all the places where we're going to be. That email list and sign up, and the place on the Discord are going to be where we give the most early information. And there's a link in the channel right now. So let's talk about what SolForge Fusion is. I know you guys are all eager to find out. There's a lot of things that are new, a lot of things that are different. So obviously the biggest difference here, this is a physical card game. We are building this physical card game in a way that no one has ever built a physical card game before. You will get, in a pack, you will get a 30 card half deck. And I'll explain what that means. And you will combine any two 30 card half decks to create the deck that you want to play. So I already have a Necrium deck and a Aloyan deck here. Now, what happens is that not these cards that come together are all pre-set up through an algorithm that we have developed that will actually create the cards for level 1, level 2, and level 3, right? Because that's the main thing about Soulforge is you have those 3 levels and that progression. And those things are done algorithmically so that every single person who plays the game will have a unique deck. So if you're familiar with another one of Richard Garfield's games, the Keyforge, which is suspiciously similarly named, but we'll leave that alone. He created unique deck game. And what we've done is we've created the world's first hybrid deck game. We have another version of our logo that shows that off. And as a hybrid deck game, what that means is you can shuffle any 2 decks together and you have that ability to customize, but it enforces that every deck is actually unique. So fusion, in one sense, means we're going to fuse 2 different decks together to play the game, and that's what's going to allow you to build things. Every one of the decks is going to come with a checklist card that is going to be on the back of your Forgeborn. Wait a minute, what's this? A Forgeborn? That's totally different than anything else that's out there. So the Forgeborn, in addition to having the checklist card and a QR code that will allow you to scan your deck and add it to your online collection, also has its own unique set of powers that will explain how those work in a minute. And those powers actually level up as the game goes on. And fusion also means that the cards themselves are created by fusing 2 different abilities together. They actually are algorithmically generated by our program so that the cards will get things. So this necrotic, I picked a card I can't possibly pronounce. Psydemon? All right, we'll call it that. Names aren't final. We've color-coded it here to make it easy. He not only has an ability that gives you summoning zombies, but he has a bonus ability that gets spliced on, and his stats will actually be modified. And so the number of possible permutations out of a single set of cards is ludicrous. And as we add more cards, the number of permutations continues to increase. So that's another sense that this game is about fusion. We're actually fusing different half cards, and different abilities together to make things that are truly unique and infinitely expandable. And, of course, I know a lot of you that started with a digital game are excited about it being a digital game. That is something we are working towards. The point of you being able to scan your decks and add them to an online collection is to eventually also be able to have this be a digital game that you can play there. But the main focus of this is to be a physical game, is to be unique, is to allow you to fuse these different decks together and play. And if we get enough traction with it and things are going well, we will also have this digital version that you can fuse and have your physical collection and your digital collection. So a lot going on. I see a lot of chats happening. I will do my best to answer questions as they come up, but I'll also talk a little bit about the Forgeborn here. So the Forgeborn, every time you're going to go through their deck and you shuffle your deck, your Forgeborn levels up and gets access to a new power. You're able to use that power once per player shuffle. So in the beginning, they just have some flavor text here, then it levels up. And each time through, and the game will continue. If you ever level up past level 4, the game goes into sudden death mode. These abilities are also algorithmically generated, so everybody's Forgeborns are going to be different. They're all going to have different unique powers and different setups. I think that's most of the things that need to be talked about. Gary, did I miss anything critical here?
I mean, without getting into, the nitty-gritty of the gameplay, I think you've covered the basis here.
Yeah. So, again, for those of you that are out there that are taking all this in at once, you don't know Soulforge, I'm going to explain, the rules of Soulforge, because those are, you may not know them. But for everybody else that was a Soulforge fan, the fundamentals of the game are very much the same. You draw a hand of 5 cards, you play any 2 cards into your lanes. It's lane-based combat. The reason these lanes are super long is because the lanes are, if you're defending, you're going to be in the back part of the lane. If you're attacking, you're going to be in the front part of the lane. And whenever you play a card, you then get to search through your level up deck, find the level up version of that card, put it in your discard pile. So you're now going to start getting access to that more awesome, higher leveled up cards. Those of you who are fans of the game would recognize Brightsteel Gargoyle, who gets better defensive when you don't. Now, the Brightstone Gargoyle is an interesting case because he mentions if you control the forge or if you don't control the forge. That's another key piece. In order to make the game more streamlined, we actually make it so that you have a shared turn. So rather than myself going and playing 2 cards and then my opponent going and playing 2 cards, we actually have a shared turn, but one player has the forge. The player with the forge is the one that gets to play first, and their creatures are all played in the attacking position. The player who does not have the forge gets to play second, and their creatures are all played in the defensive position. And the defensive creatures won't deal damage to the opposing player if there's nobody in the opposing lane. So that's what the forge does. And then, of course, there's plenty of cards that reference it. So that is Soulforge Fusion. So we are really doing a lot of new things, but we're keeping the heart of the game that existed before. So I am hopeful that you guys are as excited about it as we are. You will, like I said, get a chance to play, and we'll have plenty of fun, excitement. We're working on organized play programs that help build the community, both physically and digitally. We are working on tons of cool promotions and things that happen with our Forgeborn characters, since everybody's going to have a Forgeborn character. We have a lot of abilities, so when you combine the 2 decks, you get to pick which of the Forgeborn from those 2 decks you want to work with you. I see people calling out for Kalari, who's here in the chat. He was one of our most important community members, really building and supporting the community for many years. There's tons of people out there that have been a huge part of building this community, so it's very exciting to see you all again. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this when you get a chance to play it. But in the meantime, I think maybe Gary and I are going to jump into a game, and I'll occasionally pause to answer questions, but so that way you guys can actually see what it's like. So hopefully I get to win so I can show off on stream.
All right, I'm sure you'll win.
All right, Gary, let's do it. I've stolen the forge successfully from you. Normally you'd randomize. You'd randomize to see who goes first. So I can look at the cards in my hand, decide which ones I want to play, and I am going to start off with a Stone Inventor. So you can see in these cards, they actually have the attack and health in the upper right-hand corner, and then you can see a little in level 2 and level 3, so you know what you're going to get with him when he levels up. So we're also working on some more ways to make that clear and indicate it. So whenever you play the guy, you grab the higher level version of it. So I'm going to go grab my Stone Inventor, put it in my discard pile, and then I would pass the turn to Gary. So I see some questions about questions about leveled art. It's a good question. We have some cards that do have leveled art, but we actually found as we're playtesting it that the only time you really want to change the art from level to level is when you have something really significant going on, because it's really nice to have the same art piece when you're searching to level up your cards. So we actually intentionally kept the art the same from level to level for a lot of these guys, but we have some of them that change, like Krogius and the Phoenix and some of our more iconic characters that change up. And I think I like the suggestion of having more that are like promo art and things like that. That's pretty cool too. And then, so I think it's going to be, so there's also a question about how you buy this game. So the idea is that every pack that you buy of the game, you're going to buy a deck basically. And each deck contains 2 half decks put together, and each one of those is going to be unique, and you can mix and match them however you want. So every single deck that you buy is going to be different from everybody else's, and there'll be a starter kit that'll include these playmats, some tokens, some of these creature tokens that we use. So for example, my Stone Inventor summons a Gizmo. This is what our Gizmo is. Every faction has their own unique tokens that they can play, and so here's my Gizmo. And so if a creature override means if I play on top of this. And so there's going to be a ton of different... one of the goals of this game was to make it so that it's really something that's infinitely variable, right? One of the challenges that comes from TCGs in general, right? We thought about making this as just a traditional TCG, but one of the problems with TCGs, and even SolForge had this originally, right? Once you start getting to the best deck, it becomes like, okay, well, I got to buy all the best cards, and I just have to go copy the best deck I see on the internet. And one of the nice things about there being these uniquely built half decks is you can't just copy somebody. Every deck is different. But unlike a game like Keyforge, where once you have your deck, that's all you can do, in Soulforge, you can actually combine. So if you see a half deck that's got some cool spells in it, and another one that has things that trigger off of spells or make them more powerful, you can combine those two together. And so you get that element of deck building that's not overwhelming, but that lets you have that unique play and lets you customize your deck a little bit. And you have something where you can, every experience is different. And so the idea being that you, by, the more half decks you get, the more you can just smash different ones together. And so that you can, any two half decks can be combined together, as long as they're different factions. So any two different factions can be combined together. So if you buy 2 decks, complete ones, then there's 4 different permutations that you can build out of that. Okay, so you played a Pollinating Druid. Pollinating Druid is one of our splice cards here. So it actually, instead of summoning 1 guy, he's actually getting to summon 2. Lucky you. So he's got guys in every lane. Nice.
Yeah, my druid's going to change slightly at level 2. Instead of initially summoning a Buzzy Bee, it's going to be able to transform one of my creatures into a 10/10 Oak Father.
I gotta say, I'm so excited seeing all. I just like seeing all the old Soulforge fans and players in the chat, and everybody coming together. Like this is so great. I hope that you guys are as excited as we are, because like this community was always one of my favorite things that we built, and seeing being able to bring it back after years of work and build something that like the world has never seen before, right? This kind of smash up hybrid deck experience is something that nobody's built, and I think this game is uniquely suited to really build something that's pretty incredible. So I'm really I can't.
There's definitely something very surreal about this moment for me. Yeah. It's just seeing the old names, also playing, showing people what we've been working on. We get questions about what's going on with Soulforge so often, and we always want to give the answers that everybody wants to hear, and we're finally getting to show what we're up to. It's exciting.
Yeah. All right. I think that my plan here is going to be to, I'm going to show off a new keyword. The Reaping Nightcrawler has, actually, do we fix the level 2 on this guy?
Yeah, we are very much in design and development phase. As cool as these card frames and boards turned out, it probably gives the feel of more.
Like I said, I cannot express enough that this is the earliest we could possibly have shown this to you. Like we literally just like put enough of these cards together to show that looked nice that we could actually show on stream. We have hundreds of cards designed, and in many ways it's thousands of cards if you count the number of permutations, but they're still super raw, and we have tons of super ugly prototypes that I'm not showing you right now. But again, the point of this is I want to make this available to people on Tabletop Simulator. I want to make this something where you guys can give feedback on a lot of the specifics and help us. I want the original Soulforge fans to be super involved in this process, and I want new fans to be involved in this process. I think it's like so much more fun to design with you guys and to really build this together. So okay, so I placed this Reaping Nightcrawler on top of the Gizmo, so it overrides it, and that means it gets +2/+2. And I'm going to sacrifice my Stone Inventor to kill your Pollinating Druid.
Okay.
And
I'll take it.
Stealth means that you cannot be blocked. You ignore creatures that are defending. So you ignore creatures in the back row. So he's just going to punch the face.
My Buzzy Bee is just going to sit here while I take 10 from your Nightcrawler.
Correct. That's my plan.
That's the plan.
And I'm going to get a Nightcrawler level 2.
Well,
he's a big boy.
He is a big boy. He's probably going to be my demise in some number of minutes here. I am going to stick with my original plan, even though it got a little less cool. I'm going to play Primal Dawn, which allows me to transform one of my level 1 creatures into a 10/10 plant creature. So I'm going to transform this Buzzy Bee. He won't be hitting you just yet because he stays in the defensive part of the lane.
Right. This is the beauty of having the Forge here. So there's a lot of strategy that comes around who has the Forge. Obviously, this is not our final Forge token here, but because like I'm trying to be more aggressive and try to get damage through, but he gets the last say. So a lot of times he can get better defensive blocks and things like that. All right. So at the end of the turn, combat happens. So
I take 10.
Deal 10 to Gary. We both start at 50.
Just a casual 10 on the first
Casual
turn. Okay.
10 on turn 1, no big deal. So again, all combat happens simultaneously. I see a few questions in the chat, so I just want to answer them. So all combat happens simultaneously, but only creatures that are in the front will attack. Normally, if there's a creature defending, they would deal damage to each other. But because this creature has stealth, he ignores creatures in the back row and does damage directly. So this is my hyper-aggressive strategy. Then you discard whatever cards you didn't use, draw back up to a hand of 5. And so
I grab the Forge token, and my creatures slide up. They're ready to battle now.
They're ready to battle. So that 10/10 is a problem I'm going to have to deal with.
Hopefully.
I love it. Will there be Forge Guardians? Confirm or confirm. I love the Forge Guardians. There's so many. And that was the other fun part. Like normally you start working on a new card game and you're like, you have to start from scratch and build everything. And here it was like we have so many cool characters and so many classic cards that we wanted to bring back. And we've decided not to put all of them into our first release, but there's a lot of really good ones. And there's so much fun stuff. And we're going to be releasing a lot of exclusives and cool new bonuses that are coming out, alternate art stuff we've been talking about. We've been talking about a lot of different ways that we can really spice things up as part of the Kickstarter. Being able to make it something that it's just this constant ongoing discovery process, right? Every time you buy a new deck, it means not only do you get to play with that new deck, but you can combine it and have these experiences of like all of your other decks can now get better and you could mix and match with friends. And there's a lot of fun stuff we're working on that I will talk more about in the months ahead. All right. You've got the Forge play. Summon a spell sprite. If you control an oracle, you can play a level 1 spell in your banish zone for free. You don't control an oracle. This is the guy I killed an oracle? It'll make me feel better if it was.
No, he is a druid.
All right. Let's see. I see some of this chat happening already. Favorite creature type. What was your favorite creature type in Soulforge? We have different ones that you can see here. We've got insects and plants, elementals, several of the reference ones. What one do you want to see come back? And which one maybe do you not want to see come back? Yetis, a lot of love for the Yetis. You know what I think? I think this guy's. Don't want to wait on that. I probably do. All right, we'll start here. I'm gonna play a rabid assassin and give your Buzzy Bee -3/-3, so he gets out of the way of my 10 damage beatdown.
Oh boy.
Keeping the dream alive. And that gets me to level up. If I recall, this was also one of the cards that needed more balancing.
You got them all, it seems.
Robots. I see love for robots. That was one of my favorites. Metamines.
All right. I have played a spell this
Dragon
turn,
and Phoenix is kind of a cheaty answer, but I like it also. Ooh. All right, this is a good. Oh wait, you did play a spell. You did.
I did. I played War Mage's Echo.
All right, so now my I'm so clever play seems a little bit underwhelming. So this guy is now he got +4 attack because he played a spell at the start of the turn. So this guy's a 6/9 aggressive. At the very least, thankfully, I'm going to be able to take him out because of my bonus. But now I'm going to play my sneaky play. Sorry, I screwed this up. I should play in the back row because I don't have the Forge. My Bone Scythe Reaver. Destroy target token creature. This guy is a token creature.
Come on.
Sorry, Mr. 1010. You didn't need me there.
You love to see it.
I drew it after I drew it this turn. I was like, oh, this is the best possible. So you can see there's a lot of a lot of swingy moments. Lane-based combat's huge deal. I see people loving poison. Poison is a troubled one. I'm not sure if poison comes back. It's not going to be in the same form. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll spoil that. Poison is, especially in a physical game, tracking poison is rough. All right, combat's happening. So as you can see from now, because his character's attacking, these guys will do battle, which is fine by me. So I'm going to take 1 damage. Whoops, and you're going to take dead damage.
Yeah, my spell sprite's gone.
Because my guy's in the defensive lane, there's nobody over here. Nothing happens. And then these two are going to trade a big, beefy death.
Mm-hmm.
And then we discard. My guys in the back in the defensive position move to the offensive position. I take the Forge. and I draw a new hand, as does Gary, and now I get to start. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got? Nope, that's not a guy. That's cool. All right, let's go with the Bright Steel Gargoyle. I got the Forge. I got some action.
Nice, nice.
So,
He's big.
so for those that aren't familiar, mobility means you can, on your turn, you can move the person that many lanes one time per turn. So mobility 1 lets you move there. I also saw some questions about like drafting and things like that. Well, because each person has a half, the half decks can't be broken up, but being able to sort of draft half decks from a pool is something we've definitely had fun with. And being able to have sealed events where you pick from your, you get say 4 half decks and build something, or leagues where you can kind of move them over time, improve them over time. There's a lot of fun modes of play that we've been experimenting with. 12-2 armor 2. Okay. Okay. That's a real guy.
Yeah, he's showing up.
12-2 armor 2. How aggressive do I want to be? Pretty aggressive. I'm an aggressive kind of guy. All right, so on my turn, I'm going to slide over to my aggressive mode, and then I'm going to continue the aggression by playing this guy in this lane. Who would give my zombies a bonus. Unfortunately, I have no zombies, but still, he's stats, and I like
No
stats.
zombies to speak of.
No zombies right now, but I'm gonna bank on future zombies. Future zombies.
All right, I have a choice here. Do I want to get rid of your gargoyle, or do I want to take less damage from your Ichor White? I think, or do I sacrifice even more health? So I have an Ice Reaver.
Oh.
Who's gonna do 2 to everything. I can just
Oh.
throw him into a lane and take both hits. And my double activate would make it so that I kill this thing without having to
This thing is
block.
so defender. This is one of the more, the more clever cards. Definitely very powerful. Deals 2 damage to everything. This is real bad for me. This guy's just gonna die. This guy's just gonna die. So yeah, you can either block or keep your, try to run it for next turn, because you can kill this guy on your next turn if you wait.
Yeah, but he'll go away at that point too. So I think I'm just gonna play a little more conservative here. I'm gonna activate deal 2 to everything.
All right, so that wipes out most of my board. Does 2 to my poor
I got the
gargoyle.
2 damage for your gargoyle there.
All right, and I get and this guy's taking 2 damage, and then when we go to combat, he's gonna fight your Ice Reaver and trade.
Yep, they're gonna just trade right away
wah.
anyway. So that was a good one for me.
All right.
And lucky for me, my thick mantis over here has 2 armor, so
2 armor, which prevents the first 2 damage dealt every turn. I
love to see it.
I love to see it. Yeah, and for those of you that are out in the Soulforge community, in addition to there being a, I'm gonna pass this over to you, to being the Soulforge, channels that already exist, like the Reddit, we do encourage you to come into the Discord. We'll make a Soulforge channel in there as well, because that's where our whole team is. So if somebody can link from our team, the Stoneblade Discord link, you can chat with us there. If you're on the Stoneblade on the Soulforge email list at stoneblade.com/soulforge, we'll be sending out news about it, and I will, I read all of the replies for that. So love us or hate us, you can get directly to us in either the Discord or the other channel. Hopefully more love than hate, but it comes with the territory. All right, so we've reshuffled. That also means our Forgeborn now level up. So now once during this turn, I can play a level 1 creature for free if it overrides one of my creatures, and Gary here can deal 2 damage to everything, which is pretty good.
We'll see. We will see.
All right, Gary has the Forge. I'm gonna figure out what I got to do next, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. So you get to go first.
Okay, all right. Let me see. I gotta take in this hand here. It is an interesting hand. I'll say that. Let's see. Your gargoyle has a bunch of armor this turn and
Bunch of
2
armor.
health left. So I'm gonna have to hit that. I'm gonna find a way to deal 6 to your gargoyle if I want to take it down.
Yeah,
Um,
I see people chatting about the infinite permutations in SolForge, and that is basically the idea, right? Every single half deck is going to be unique. The cards are generated, right? So you can see this guy, this thick mantis, right? He normally, if he's coming with armor because of this splice ability, and there's many different forms of this mantis that can show up. So there's huge numbers of permutations of individual cards that can exist, and unique permutations for each of the half decks that exist, and then of course you can customize those by shuffling any two of them together, picking either of the Forgeborn they come with. The Forgeborn themselves are algorithmically generated. Like, there is so much game here.
all right, I am going to deal 2 to everything, as piddly as that seems.
Okay, everything takes
Um,
2.
I'm going to throw this druid into play.
Uh-oh.
Uh, and it allows me to transform one of my other creatures into 10/10. So I'll do that with
Ruh-roh.
my mantis, and I'll make a 2/2 Buzzy Bee. Unfortunately, the order of this text box does not allow me to make the Buzzy Bee and transform it. So, you know, it is what it is.
All right.
But I will get a level 3 Pollinating Druid in my deck, which is really, real nice. Because the next level of Pollinating Druid just allows me to outright make a 10/10 when he comes into play, as opposed to having to transform something. So.
Alrighty. Oh man, I got some tough calls here. Got a lot of goodies. All right, we're gonna start with a Stone Inventor. Getting me another gizmo.
All right, we got our token generators going here in full force.
Token generation.
Maybe I should have been more patient with my ability here.
Oh, that's right. I'm getting my level 3 now. Level 3 guy summons Mega Gizmos.
No.
Haha. Mega Gizmos. For those that want to see. Oh, we call it Super Gizmo here. Summon Gizmo. Call it a Mega Gizmo there. Good templating note. Anyway, carrying on.
All right.
Ooh.
I have a Spell Knight who has some nice health total, but I did not play a spell this turn, so I don't get his cool attack bonus here.
Fascinating.
But I'm still interested in just getting that level 3 creature into my deck, so it's the best thing for me to be playing, I think, still.
Oh boy, that puts me in an interesting position. How do I feel about it? So this guy's a 4/3, and this guy's taken 2 already, so he's gonna die.
Yep.
And this guy could be played there. All right, so what I'm gonna do. Oh, that's kind of weird. I'm like not actually gonna be able to kill this thing the way I want to. Maybe I don't want to do it. Okay, I got a plan. I'm gonna play the Reaping Nightcrawler, and I'm going to get level up version of it. So I get my level 3 of the Reaping Nightcrawler. Can destroy anything. I'm gonna sacrifice this Bright Steel Gargoyle to kill your Oak Father.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my Forgeborn power to let me play a level 1 creature for free. And it's got Override. So I'm going to override this thing to get +2/+2.
Yep, so you've got...
He's a 7/7 that can block your guy. It's not going to kill it, but he's got mobility. Oh, and I can remove all non-damage counters from target creature. That doesn't do anything.
Not doing anything right now.
Okay. But the nice thing about it is he's got 7. He can deal 7 to your guy. He's only going to take 2. And then I can, if I want to, move out of the way next turn or stay in the way if I'm worried about your spells. But the downside is I've opened up this lane for what you're going to do. So
a little bit of damage there.
A little bit of damage coming through. All right, so now we move to... Did I level up properly? Wait, I got 1, 2... Nope, I got to level up this last guy that I just played. So Dispelling Speedster. 8, 9... Oh, yeah. And then we are going to do combat. So nothing happens here. My Inventor eats your bee and takes 2 damage. This guy takes 2 damage. So in a world where you have plus health tokens, you just remove those. Uh,
Yep.
and then you take 7.
Yes, my guy takes 7.
And I'm going to take 4 damage because I have an unblocked lane.
All right. Forge goes back to you.
So I see a lot of questions about organized play, and we have a lot of things that we're working on with that. It's something we're very conscious of, making sure that the events are dynamic, that there's fun and fair and different ways to play. We are working on the concept of having seasons and being able to work with a season in a variety of decks to then move on to the next season. We have different modes where you'll get benefits for like winning tournaments with decks you've never played before. We have a bunch of different things to help work and make sure that the organized play environment is interesting and varied and has lots of cool different incentives as you go along. It's not something I have a full answers for you right now, but it is something we are very conscious of making sure we have a good time with. Okay, so now we're discarding here and drawing a new hand. And my guys move up, and you already gave me the forge. Thank you. And now let's see what kind of cool things we can do.
You're up.
I am up. So this guy's taking 7 damage, so he's still got 10. So this guy's not gonna kill him. That's probably bad. How do I want to do this? I think that's all right. I think I'm gonna slide out the way, and I'll put a Brightstone Gargoyle down here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I have a bit of a combo here.
Uh-oh.
You see, I have this Oracle creature type in play. And I can play this card called War Mage's Echo, which summons a spell sprite. And if I control an Oracle, which I do, I can then play a level 1 or 2 spell from my Banished Zone for free. So let's go ahead and figure this out, because I have many decisions. And you know how I do with many decisions. Let's go ahead and so this fellow over here, your scientist has 7.
Are you summoning a second spell sprite also?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be summoning many spell sprites, so maybe I don't need that. Maybe it's not that difficult to figure out. So spell sprite here and here. Then I'm going to be playing a spell from my discard pile, which is conveniently enough just another copy of War Mage's Echo.
Oh wow, who could have seen that?
Which is going to summon a spell sprite here, triggering these 2 spell sprites for their bonus. Which every time I play a spell, I get +2/+2.
Oh boy.
+2/+0 to them.
Yeah. All right, I see it.
And then I still have an Oracle, correct? So War Mage's Echo, I still get to play another spell with, which I'll play Primal Dawn to replace. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do the bonus over here, and let's replace this spell sprite with an Oak Father.
Yikes.
Which then gives these 2 spell sprites another bonus.
Yikes. No, sir, I don't like it.
Whew.
The tokens are, I see a question about the tokens. Tokens are faction specific, so there'll be a starter kit that you can get that includes all the token creatures and the tokens and everything that you're using here, the board and all that stuff. So many decks will summon zombies. So currently the Necrium have zombie tokens and big zombies. The Aloyan have the gizmos and super or mega gizmo, depending on who you ask. Tempest has these spell sprites and spell swarms, and Utera has buzzy bees and oak fathers. There's a lot of I see questions about appealing to Spikes and Johnnies. There's plenty of things that are combo based, and plenty of things that are going to be exciting stuff you can build around. But building is different. So building is picking the two decks that you want together and learning the nuances of your deck, and because one of the nice things about Soulforge is even when we originally created it for Richard and I, it was very much intended to be a kind of combination between Magic and Ascension, because it's not just about building your deck ahead of time. In many ways, you are building your deck while you play the game, right? Because which cards you choose to level up then dictates which cards are available for you as you go. And so there's a lot of nuances to the play as you kind of get into it. Again, we just picked two simple decks, relatively simple decks to go with, but you even see the combo that Gary just did, where he actually chained his spells into each other to be able to create a pretty insane set of creatures over there. Okay, so speaking of insane creatures, how am I going to get around this? So currently, you've got a 5/5 here that I'm going to ignore. You've got a 5/5 here that's going to fight my guy. I've got a 10/6 versus this guy.
2/10.
2/10, okay. And you've got a 10/10 versus my 7. My 7/5. Okay. Cool. I think that and you still got one more play. All right, I'm gonna play my broken card here, my Rabbit Assassin, to give -5/-5 to somebody, and think my best bet is to hit your Oak Father with -5/-5 this turn.
Okay.
Much as it doesn't quite do what I wanted to do, but it's fine. We're all fine here.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Let's see. I'm going to play Primal Dawn level 2, and I'm going to replace this Pollinating Druid with a 10/10. More 10/10s.
All the 10/10s. I really should have killed that guy, I guess. I was not sure which guy to kill. I was like, oh, do I clear the path? And then I figured you just play something else. But in fact, you just played a transform card. So I got there. Yes, I totally... And again, I do hear the concerns and wanting to make a digital version of the game. We are actively working on that. It is something I like. The part of the Fusion vision is that this physical game will allow you to scan stuff in and play an online game. It's just that the physical version is going to be the lead here, and it's one of the most important things because we can build that community that way. It's something that we can get out there and start to get traction and rebuild the community while we work on rebuilding a digital element to it. And I think this stands alone as a fun game and hopefully will appeal to many of you. And if we can get it to do all the things, then that'll be very exciting, I'm sure, for everybody to have something that really we're some of the only people that are doing these kinds of things, both with a hybrid deck game and eventually being able to add your collection to the online. Okay. What do we have?
It's combat time.
Combat time, eh? All right, let's do it. So how about you take 13 from this lane? How's that sound?
Gladly.
Okay, cool. This guy's going to do 5 to finish this guy off, and you're going to do...
7.
7. 7's enough to kill him.
It is enough.
How convenient. This guy's going to take
My fella's going to die, and he's only going to do 2 back.
All right, I accept that. I -5/-5 do here.
So they trade.
Trade. And then the worst of the lanes for last is this guy's got to go. Yeah.
And my Oak Father takes 9. Oops.
All right. Now we discard, pass off the Soulforge or the Forge, and draw a new hand. And I hope for the best. So this will be the last time in cycle 5 here. So I see a question of what else of Soulforge is in Fusion mechanically. Well, in addition to lane-based combat, your cards level up as you play. You cycle through your deck multiple times. I mean, that heart of it is still the same. Many of the same characters and mechanics are in it. So quite a bit quite a bit. The idea that you could play any two cards out of your hand, and that the costing system is really about the power of that card now versus the power of that card later, and how you're modifying your deck as you go, in my mind, was always the heart of Soulforge, and we kept that here in Soulforge Fusion. Okay, so hey, guy with the forge, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I'm gonna play a Thick Mantis into your Bright Steel Gargoyle.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're 13-3 with armor 2. My guy is a 6-4 right now with armor 6. So you're going to get him. You're going to get him, let's be honest. So
That's the hope. That's the hope.
I definitely got to stop this nonsense over here. How do I feel about it? All right, this seems kind of fun. Let's try it. I just feel like you're going to give him some kind of bonus, and I'm going to really hate my life. But whatever. We're doing it. Oh, wait, not that guy. Actually, that guy's not bad. I get to go second, so maybe it is better off doing it that way. Oh, so many cool choices. All right, we're gonna just play Gizmo. Think we're just summoning a Gizmo? Is that really what we're doing? All right, we're summoning a Gizmo. No big deal. Just Gizmo, basic Gizmo blocker.
Well,
I love Gizmos.
I suppose I'll run this Hellion out there.
5-3 aggressive, and somebody gets +2/+0. Okay, who's getting +2/+0?
I think it's just gonna be the Oak Father, just to try to break through a little bit.
Little extra breakthrough. So that's gonna push him up to 12 attack. And that is gonna make my foresight of playing this Gizmo even better. Because now I'm gonna play this guy who would have been a 2/11, but because of the Gizmo, is gonna be a 4/13, which is a really key number. And
look at you go.
More importantly, my guy can give a creature armor 3 and move it to any lane. So this little stealthy guy is going to lay the beatdowns. I mean, I'm taking a lot too here, but at the very least, I could feel good about this. You're right. The Gizmo should be in the back lane. This guy should be in the front lane, though.
Yeah, he stays where he was at.
Yeah, because he was in there before, but this guy is in the back lane.
All right. Okay.
All right. So now a bloody round. You're coming at me for 6-7 plus 5 is 12.
Mm-hmm. Our center lane creatures are going to trade here.
I'm going to hit you for 13. And
13. Okay, yeah, I'm at 14.
And then my Robo Rallier is going to eat your Oak Father. Haha.
Yeah. Num 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 num.
And I only have 1 health left, but that's enough. 1 health is what really matters. That's the best. Well, so Soulforge has, like, you've seen what the people that watch. You've seen the crazy combos, right? You've seen the ones where, like, Gary had that turn where he played like 3 spells all at once and triggered all the spells and did all the cool things. And you've seen the hyper powerful cards where you can kind of instant kill a guy. But I think that the value of the little bit of edges in lane-based combat is something that I really love about Soulforge. Also, just that when you have that guy that survives and now has to be dealt with and gives you an edge in combat, I think it's a really big deal. I've seen a request to turn your volume down, Gary. So sorry.
My audio.
I'm working on it. Hopefully that.
I could probably lower myself in Discord
here. I think I got some of it done here, so hopefully it's better. Okay. I love how everybody in the channel is talking about their broken 20 card combos from some of the versions of Soulforge. It's like, well, yeah, man. Yeah, shockingly, we're not doing that on the demo game. All right, so now we finished the round. You're almost dead. We're moving to round 3. Our SolForge, our Forgeborn level up, so I can summon a Mega Gizmo now, and Gary can play a level 1 creature for free with +4/+0. All right, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to see if I can summon the kill. So my strategy around being able to move this guy is because he has stealth. So and because Gary doesn't have the forge, it's going to be somewhat hard for him to be able to defend against this guy. He's got plenty of answers, but now my hope is that I can push my advantage. Okay. Speaking of,
You've got the forge, friend.
I've got the forge. Who's got the forge? I got the forge. All right. What am I doing? You still have a lot of guys in these lanes, which is kind of annoying. I would prefer not to have,
Well, these old things,
yeah,
they're not doing a whole lot.
Okay. Let's start in the defensive play zones here. Play this guy, and I get to summon a Mega Gizmo or Super Gizmo, depending on how you want to word it.
Yeah, it's a pronunciation thing. Ooh, that's a lot of stats you got there, friend.
I do have a lot of stats, but don't worry. There's plenty more stats in my hand.
Ooh. An 8/12, you say? Is that all?
Actually, you know what? I don't even care about this guy. I think I'm just doing this.
Okay. You don't care about my 5 attack Hellion?
Meh.
There's your mistake. That's gonna be what costs you.
Could be.
I have Mr. Stealthy over here about to crack me. I have this guy with 1 health left, but he's only hit me for 2. So
he's hitting you for 4. Don't forget. I +2/+4.
Oh, okay. Well, 4 is a lot more than 2.
So these 2 guys together can kill you. So the question about level 3 cards is a good one, right? Now, how do you handle level 3 cards in a physical game? Level 3 cards once they get played, they are removed from your deck. So it actually is a lot more interesting to think about when you want to play them. Sometimes it's actually right to not play them if you think the game is going to go long. Play more of your level 2s so that you can get your deck quality better for the force cycle through the deck. And so there is some trade-off, and so people it helps sometimes with people who if you draw more level 3s during the 3rd cycle and your opponent doesn't, if they can survive to level 4, they're going to have a huge edge in level 4. So it actually helps to balance out when you get different numbers of level 3 cards.
All right, I'm going to activate my Korok level 3 here.
Yep.
Which allows me to play a level 1 creature for free, and it gets +4/+0.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to let me play this Hunting Coach here.
All right.
Which has a deploy power. The next creature I play gets +2/+2. It has 7 attack, and it gets to fight something.
Boo! So, you want to fight this Robo Rallier?
I'm thinking not. No? I'm thinking I'm going to get this Super Gizmo out of here before it creates something that I cannot possibly handle.
All right, that's probably smart. Super Gizmo down. All right, and you've got.
That's just my Forgeborn power, right? So I also get to play. I also get to play a card still.
I see somebody saying there's Kickstarter questions in the thread, but I must have missed them, so you'd have to ask them again here if you want me to answer them. But I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to the game and the chat at the same time. All right, what do you got, Gary? Got it. So the questions about what's going on with the Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter. I don't know what specifically that you want to know, but we're going to be obviously using it to launch the game. We're going to be able to give a bunch of this because the game is a physical game, we have, we are already have versions of it that we can print and prove that we can get to. So it's a much easier thing to execute on. We know how to execute on it. And then we have a bunch of details about what is specifically going to be offered and what the stretch goals are going to be and how that's all going to be done. That's not finalized yet. So if you have other questions, I'm happy to answer specific questions. But part of the reason why we decided to start with the physical version of the game is because it's the thing that we know we can execute on and deliver on and build a community and then work on the digital version as we go. So it's really something we want to be able to do the stuff that we know is great, build a great game, get it into people's hands, build a great community, and then use that to continue to build the thing we want to build. And have it be connected so that your decks can be scanned into the digital game and the physical game and do all the goodies. All right. Sorry. So you did.
I played this Raging Spell Knight here that got the +2/+2 from my coach. In across from your inventor over
so
here.
25 health and 5 attack.
That's
pretty good.
We'll see.
So, all right, so he got to use 2 powers because he used his Forge 1 power, and you when you have priority, you only get to play 1 card per turn, but you can use any number of your powers. So if you have a Forge 1 power or a character power or whatever, you can do all of that stuff. So how do I want to handle this now?
You really got to take care of this Hellion here. The 5 is going to be your downfall.
I disagree. So
okay,
but I appreciate you looking out for me that way. I think so. For me, I think what I want to do, because I have the Forge now, right? This is my best chance to try and win the game and try to get creatures that are going to be aggressive and will punish you, as opposed to playing defensively, which I can do next turn more easily. So what I'm going to do is use my Forgeborn power, summon the Mega Gizmo that I wanted to have for free. Then I'm going to replace that guy with this giant monster, Icker White. First I'm going to search for the leveled up version of him and see what I can find here. Where are you? There you are. Boom. I don't have any zombies for his power, unfortunately, but he's going to get +6/+6 and is lethal on his own. And I've got 2 guys in other lanes that together are lethal. So you're going to need something pretty awesome here to not die. Did I forget the one here? Yeah. Okay. So nothing but a little old 1813 over here.
All right, I do have a pretty good one. I have this here, Ice Reaver.
I hate that card. It's so good.
And I'll activate it to nuke everything for 4.
Oh, but this guy's only got 4, and this guy's got less than 4. My whole squad gets destroyed here, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, dead.
2 damage left on this fella here.
This guy takes 4. That guy takes 4. Oh man, not good.
He's gonna take another.
Combat, I takes another 5. Is that right from this guy?
Yeah, and my guy is gonna take 8.
Whew.
So he's gonna have 10.
Gary, I thought I had you, man. And then this guy's gonna fight here. Your guy only has 5 attack, so I'm gonna lose my 2+ health and take 3 damage. Oh, it's getting close, boys. It's getting close.
Oof. All right, I have to go find my my Ice Reaver.
Alrighty, and then I didn't level this guy up. So let me grab him. Where are you? Oh, I don't level him because he's level 3. Duh.
Yeah, there are no level 4 cards in these decks.
In this set one.
All right, and I'm taking the Forge back.
I will say that having played this game physically, it's way easier to get the leveled up cards physically than it is in Tabletop Simulator. Obviously, it's even easier in digital, which is why we want to play with both things. But it's definitely Tabletop Simulator is the worst of both worlds in a lot of ways. But it's what we use to play test, especially in Corona World. So I'm very grateful to have it. Okay, right. You've got the Forge.
All right, let's go. Let's get my Pollinating Druid in here.
Yep. That's 10/10, all right. Let's see. So this guy's 4/3. Your guy's a 10/10 here. So am I trading with this thing? No, not really. He's just a monster.
He has 13 health left.
He's so big.
He's a big boy.
What an interesting situation. All right. I guess I'm gonna be willing to eat the 10. I think I just want to kill you, so I'm just gonna -10, -10. This guy doesn't do it. I'll just get this guy out of my way.
Oh
Get out
boy.
of my way. Get out of my way.
All right. Well, at least I'm done dealing. Hopefully, if I can get through this rabbit assassin, I can be done dealing with them altogether.
Yeah, I'm playing all my level 3s now, so if I can't win this cycle, I'm really in trouble.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of mine as well. So
Yeah, you got some goodies. This guy.
this.
So this guy's a 4 health only, so easy pickings if you ask me.
This is.
So this is one of the other things for those of you that are, self-quarantining. We won't, we're going to be running the Kickstarter this year. The game will probably come out early next year. So hopefully we are past this pandemic period. But during that period, for anybody that wants to play, we are going to be putting it up on Tabletop Simulator. People can play it for free. You could come check it out. Let us know what you think. The game really does, for the people that we've shown it to a few of our core Soulforge fans early, and we've shown it to a few of our people from the Think Like Games Designer course, as well as people in our team, and it's gotten a really great response. So I really want you guys to, to do the real thing and actually play the game and let us know what you think and help us influence how it gets evolved. So we will make sure that there are online communities to play the game. So even if at the beginning we don't have it in a fully playable independent app, we will still have some of these elements you can play on Tabletop Simulator. This is a big thing we learned when we were doing Ascension Tactics, because we ran Ascension Tactics campaign in the middle of quarantine, and it was the only way we were able to play it, and it was great for everybody to get to play. All right, so you played a Everflame Phoenix. Everflame Phoenix, for those of you that are looking for art that changes, this is one of them, right? Because it changes from a phoenix into this, fiery thing, and then turns into the giant monster at the end. Is one of my favorite cards from the original game. That's going to be the end of your turn.
That's it. So if you can clear out this Phoenix, then I think that's all.
I can. My Reaping Nightcrawler can sacrifice this guy that doesn't matter to kill your guy. Clearing the path for the Ichor White to do 18 damage. So I will take your 5 from this lane.
Too bad.
Down. And
I have seen a question several times about how sudden death might work.
Yeah, so if we were going to go into sudden death, the way that works is, so after if we went through here, we would shuffle one more time, then it would unlock our level 4 Forgeborn powers. After that, at the end of that shuffle, we stay on level. We can't go up above level 4 because you can't see it here. If one player has more health than another player, they win immediately. So if you're no matter what, wherever you're at in the game, if you don't have more health, if you're both at the exact same health, and then you play until there's the first health total change, and then whoever has the higher health then is the winner. So that is how sudden death works. So it's one of the things we did to make sure that the game draws to conclusion. There's still plenty of things going on. It's one of the nice things about the Forgeborn is also it tracks the state of the game. You can really help and strategizing about whether you want to be an early game deck or a late game deck. And so there's a lot of different strategic elements that come out of having the game flow in that way. I see. I'm happy to take other things. How long does it take to reset a game? It's very quick. The card borders make it very easy to sort out your deck. Because your deck is always 2 colors, all you're doing is just sorting through by the card borders and separating them into color piles. It's very fractional. We're also looking into some better ways to handle the token thing. We have some half cards that might let you modify and mark what's going on with the creatures. We did a lot of different elements we're still working on a lot of different elements to really try to make this as smooth and easy to play as possible. I see a question about if former SolForge players will have some kind of credit towards a collection. We don't know the answer to that yet. I think it's something where I want to do something to recognize our old SolForge players and people who were with us. So we're gonna have something, but exactly what that looks like is not clear right now. Obviously, it's the physical game. We can't just give it out for free. But we will. We do want to do some stuff to recognize the OG squad because we do love you guys and are happy to have you here and hope to have you back and playing. Um, and yeah, if you guys have ideas for the token stuff, because one of the nice things about a Kickstarter is, in addition to whatever the basic version of the game is, if we do well enough, we can come up with a lot of cool stretch goals and different ways to make the game better. So if you have preferred things about how we might manage, whether it's the tokens or the way we represent different things on the board or different cool play mats or that stuff is another area where everybody can kind of contribute and participate. Um, so we're going to be working on this a lot. We're going to be showing it off more. As I mentioned, if you want to be the first to find out about what's going on, stoneblade.com/soulforge. You can sign up for our email list there. You can join the Stoneblade Discord. You can chat with us directly there. We'll be doing these streams. We generally do them weekly, but we jump around to a bunch of different games. But we'll make sure to let you know when we're doing SolForge stuff. And there's a ton coming. We have more news about organized play, more news about the Kickstarter. We'll update you on what the digital part of the game looks like as we go through it. You'll get to see more fun cards, get to hear more of the stories of the Forgeborn and what's been happening since we last left our heroes. There's a lot coming. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know there's more questions that are coming. I think I'll answer a couple more here while we have them. Question is, how locked is the core design? The fundamentals of the engine we are very happy with. The specifics of the cards and a lot of the way the things are represented, templating, layouts, card development, all that stuff is deep. We still have tons of work to do. So game engine, we're very happy with where it's at. Card design and development is still very much a work in progress. And I like the idea of a wheel counter and tokens and stuff for that. That's definitely something we can look into. I know a lot of people like to use dice. I think there's a bunch of different ways we can measure, have some of these things. And will the Q&A alumni meeting have free catering? Yeah,
definitely shout out to the QA team.
Dude,
there are countless hours in Skype conversations. That'll tell you how long ago it was.
Wow, we are old. We are old. Yeah, no. So yeah, for those of you that want to be, part of our beta testing group, QA group, all that stuff, please do join us in the Discord. We chat about the stuff there. We'll make stuff available there. So, for those that have more questions, or if you're watching this after the fact, you're watching the stream later, and you have more questions, please do join us in the Discord. Join us on the stoneblade.com/soulforge, and we will answer those questions. We'll show off more stuff. We are very excited after many, many years to be bringing SolForge back in the form of Soulforge Fusion. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a part of this community, for being patient with us, and for letting us make and come back to this incredible world that we have all built together. So we will be back soon. We'll see you in the Discord, and we'll see you on the Twitch stream again next week. See you later, everybody.
Yeah.